Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Podcast. I'm Eric Casson. Remember, you can catch us on Instagram at NEWYRKMIN. Also on Spotify, we got video and audio, and right here on YouTube, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and give us a comment below. Tell us what you think about the show. Helps us out immensely. But on tonight's show, we got 3 topics. Kansas City Chiefs. Are you sick and tired of these guys yet? And are the Detroit Lions the biggest chokers in NFL history? And finally, is Lamar Jackson the Aaron Judge of the NFL? We'll get into that and more right here on the New York Minute Sports Show. Welcome. What a wild weekend of the NFL we had, and thank God. Much better than the first round. The second round definitely packed a punch, and the Kansas City Chiefs are first on the plate against the Texans. And I never really hated the Kansas City Chiefs. Never had an axe to grind with them. Likable story. Andy Reid looks like a walrus. Mahomes is a likable dude. Travis Kelce, before he completely sold out and got a funky haircut like me, was a likable guy. But now the story is starting to change. I can't stand when Patrick Mahomes gets out of the pocket and then goes around the sideline and starts shucking and jiving by the sideline. You saw the play with the 2 Texans converging on Mahomes where the 15-yard flag was thrown and they didn't even hit Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes is kind of having his cake and eating it too, where once a player leaves the line of scrimmage, a quarterback, they're allowed to be tackled. They're like any other player. But now, since the NFL is a quarterback-driven league, they're really worried about Patrick Mahomes going down with an injury. So when in doubt, throw that laundry, refs, because they are trying to save their investment. But then because the logo, the Super Bowl logo, is red and yellow, which every knucklehead in the world says, that's going to predict the Super Bowl, the red and the yellow. Hulk Hogan's going to win the Super Bowl. That's what it means, red and yellow. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win again because they're the best team in the league. They're the best coached. Spags is the best defensive coordinator. They got the best offense coordinator, best quarterback, clutch tight end, amazing running back, awesome defensive end, all the keynotes. They've been there before. They know how to win. You know, last night I was having a conversation with my friend, and we were talking about who's going to win the Ravens or the Bills game. And I texted him, who do you think is the less of a choke artist, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen? And he said, that's a great way to put it because they both choke, whether it comes to Josh Allen with the Chiefs or Lamar Jackson gets to the playoffs and can never get it done, and he's Superman in the regular season. Also, I feel bad for anybody that had the Chiefs covering 9.5. Imagine this. You get up from your couch to have a celebratory beer because you just covered your bet. And then you come back to the couch to watch the punter running out of the back of the end zone and you just lost thousands of dollars. I would have thrown my TV into the street. Luckily for me, I was on the other end of that bet, so I didn't do anything to my television. I gave it a nice hug. But just imagine that. And that also just goes back to people are really skeptical of the NFL. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about all the penalty calls on the Kansas City Chiefs? Do you think there's something fishy going around? Do you think that they protect Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs so they can have a great product for the Super Bowl? Also, that safety play that Kansas City ran, it happens a lot. It happened 5 times throughout the season. They don't want the punter to fumble the ball in the end zone so the other team gets a touchdown. And there's a lot of things that go into it. I don't think it was nefarious. I don't think there was anything illegal going on. But just game after game after game, the refs are quick on the draw, man, with that flag. Every time you're watching a Kansas City Chiefs game, you don't know after every play whether it's going to stand, whether it's going to stay, whether it's going to be reviewed, whether they got money on the game. That's another thing. Gambling in the NFL, you can't tell me that this is not dictating outcomes of games. It used to be Joey would talk to Vinny down the block and have a bookie and put a few boxes of ziti on a game, And really, it wasn't mainstream. Now everybody's got money on the game. Now everybody's got a gambling app. Now everybody wants to win. And if you remember, on the back of an NFL ticket, it says the NFL deems the outcome of games just like it does on a WWE ticket. So don't get it twisted, guys. If there's a better outcome and that means more money in the NFL's pocket, they're going to do it. Look at the TV deals. Look at the billions of dollars being spent of revenue on the NFL. It's insanity. But let's be honest. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl once again. I don't care how good the Bills are. The Kansas City Chiefs are at home, and until proven otherwise, Patrick Mahomes is winning another AFC title game. Even though he dances around like Gumby and gets every call from the NFL referees, he's still one of the best ever to do it, and everyone thought no one ever could surpass Tom Brady. But guess what? His name's Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to do it again this year. He's going to go to another Super Bowl. You know, the Chiefs had the most wins by 1 point this year in the NFL. The last team to do that was the Vikings 2 years ago when they got bounced in the first round from the New York Giants. That ain't this Kansas City Chiefs team, guys. I am rooting for the Buffalo Bills, even though they're a divisional rival. They are in New York. In fact, they're probably the only New York team that we got, if you're looking at a map. So I hope the Bills go in there and beat the Chiefs, but, I hope $1 million lands in my backyard tomorrow. I don't think either of them are going to happen. I don't trust the Bills head coach. I just believe in Andy Reid and Spags. You got one of the best head coaches of all time and the best defensive coordinator of all time. So it sounds like a winning formula to me. Now for the biggest chokers in the NFL, the Detroit Lions. I said it right here on the show last week, folks. The Detroit Lions are going to lose to the Commanders. I took the 8.5. I jammed the money line. And if you watch this show, I told you to put the house on the money line and the 8.5. Hey guys, bring the barrel of money in here for the folks watching, because I hope you cashed in, because we all know, as a Jet fan, I know one thing, the Jets are going to jet. But guess what? You know who's a bigger loser than the Jets? The Detroit Lions, who have never been to a Super Bowl. And I don't buy into Dan Campbell at all. I am one of the few guys. Love the guy. Love his mentality. Bite the kneecaps off. But he is not the guy that takes the Lions to the next level. I'm sorry to say it, guys. He just lost a playoff game to a rookie at home. The half-point dog. Everybody loves the guy. He's really likable. I get that. I would want him to be the head coach of the Jets in a minute to bring them from the sewer. But when it means going to a Super Bowl, guys, he just got out-coached by Dan Quinn. He just got outperformed by the Commanders. Jayden Daniels is the new Michael Vick. He's the better, newer Michael Vick. Led the league in fewest punts and fewest turnovers in the NFL as a rookie. The Detroit Lions have been losing for years. Everybody knows that. And until they get to the Super Bowl, guys, they can win as many regular season games as they want, but it's not going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference at all, actually. And we all sat here, and the Commanders have the mojo. They remind me a lot of that Giants team that played the New England Patriots and beat Tom Brady. They're getting hot at the right time. Even another Giants team, I'll give you, the Jim Fossil pushing all the chips to the center of the table team. That's the mentality of these Commanders, and it's such a good story for the Washington Commanders. After the years of RG3, Kirk Cousins drama, Shanahan ruining RG3's career, then you get the owner from hell in the worst stadium in the NFL, the lawsuits, the bad acquisitions, the signings, the money, the locker room, the atmosphere, the change of the name. And after all that, you guys finally get a great owner, and you're one step away from the Super Bowl. There is not a better story than the Washington Commanders this year. And they go into Philadelphia to play in the NFC Championship game. Guys, I'm jacked up for the Chiefs and Bills, but I'll tell you this. That Commanders-Eagles game is going to be one for the history books, an NFC East showdown in Philadelphia. And hopefully those animals, the Philadelphia Eagles fans who have been actually commenting on my Instagram channel, that's NEWYRKMIN on Instagram, over 4,000 comments from Philadelphia Eagles fans because I called out the gentleman who called out the female Packer fan and called her some choice words, which I won't repeat here if I don't want to get numerous strikes here on YouTube. But I just brought out the mentality of the Philadelphia Eagles fans, the Philadelphia fan in general, the whole, we're such degenerates, look at us. Grow up. But getting back to the post, 4,000 comments on Instagram. So it's so funny. The Philadelphia fans that I called animals try to disprove me in the comment section by acting like animals. You can't fix stupid. So I want to see the Commanders go into Philadelphia and ruin the city of brotherly love's good time. And I still have no idea how they have that name because there ain't a lot of love coming from Philly, folks. There ain't a lot of Philly love going on. Now, I had a follower of New York Minute, that's NEWYRKMIN on Instagram, message me and ask me a very, very important question. Is Lamar Jackson the Aaron Judge of the NFL? And you know what? At first, I thought it didn't make any sense. And then I started to think. I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And I'm a diehard Yankee fan. Really good during the regular season. MVP after MVP. But it seems like both of the guys in big spots seem to choke. Everybody would want them on their team. Anybody in a drop of a hat would love to have the guy in their locker room. 60 home runs, the 30 touchdowns. They are the best of the best, but it seems like when the lights are the brightest, that's when Lamar Jackson and Aaron Judge kind of fold up. And the only thing these two guys can do in the future to remedy this is to win. Is next time in the big spot, you don't fumble, you don't throw an interception, and you don't drop a pop fly in Game 5 of the World Series. And it pains me to say this as a Yankee fan, guys, but I think there is a lot of parallels between Lamar Jackson and Aaron Judge, both team leaders, both amazing athletes, poster children for the NFL, good quality guys, can't get it done in crunch time. That's what separates the winners from the losers. That's what separates champions, man. Lamar Jackson is going to go down as one of the best quarterbacks ever to play the game. Aaron Judge is going to go back as one of the best baseball players ever to play the game. But Barry Bonds has no rings. Ken Griffey Jr. has no rings. Dan Marino has no rings. Dan Fouts has no rings. Phillip Rivers has no rings. Great regular season quarterbacks. But what do you do in crunch time? That's what makes the Joe Montanas. That's what makes the Tom Brady's. That's what makes the Patrick Mahomes. And you guys can check out our winning formula at New York Minute. That's NEWYRKMIN on Instagram, Spotify. We got video and audio. And right here on YouTube, guys. Subscribe, follow, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think about the show. Also, do you think Lamar Jackson is very similar to Aaron Judge? Do you think the Lions are the biggest choke artists in NFL history? And also, do you think the fix is in with Kansas City? Let us know, guys. And thanks for viewing.